This series is focusing on space and support. All right, so here, I like that you're moving without the ball, Ryan. Right here, notice when Jackie's cutting, because if you don't dribble at her, or yeah, and then make that same pass, she has a lane to the basket, but you brought Grant with you. Good quick decision by Jackie. She doesn't even dribble and kicks. Great example of ball in the air, you're in the air. So Jalen, that's a good shot right there. All right, Grant, don't just throw the ball just to be throwing it. Make sure guy's open. All right, so here comes a paint touch. Now, right now, I would throw it to Renato. Not that you should, Brandon, but Michaela, you need to be ready. Renato's ready to shoot. Michaela, you're not, and you're not balling there. You're in the air, and that's why you're not getting that shot off clean. All right, be ready to shoot when you don't have the ball. Great paint touch, Brandon. Now, look at this ball movement. I like this. Y'all are making quick decisions immediately. Catch, dribble, catch, attack. Brandon, this is skill training again right here. You lift the ball over the defender and then finish. That's impressive. You got to practice. Make sure you're finishing that. But because you got a paint touch and attack, Jackie had to help. Renato gets the effortless rebound and put back. All right, that's great offense right there. All right, I like that, Jalen. Attack early in offense. All right, good skip. Now, Giorgio, look at your chest. It's not facing the ball. It needs to face the ball a little bit. So now you're trying to retreat. Jackie makes your man guard, but you're not ball in the air. You're in the air ready to shoot. So now look, you catch. Now 2 feet, 2 steps. Those 2 steps is what allows Brandon to contest and make you shoot a much tougher shot. You got to have better body position and footwork so you can get that shot off more effortlessly. Hey, that's a great touch pass, Grant. Whenever I see a touch pass, I know a player can play a play ahead. So in transition, that meant you knew where you were going with the ball. That was awesome. Hey, good finish against contact, Jaden. All right, so Renato, who's open, Grant or Brandon? All right, throw it and make this thing easy. You're making this an adventure, just throwing the ball to who's not open. Have court vision. There's no ball pressure on you, so there's no reason not to make that pass. All right. Okay, so we're just playing 6 possessions, so we stop there. All right, here we have the trap, and that's why we do it. Brandon has to practice seeing the whole court. When there's a trap, the backside guy is always open, but we got to get reps at doing that. That's great. Defense is in a bad position because I put him in one, and that's awesome right there. All right, know where you are on the court, Ryan. All right, short court. Y'all got to know where y'all are. It's a short court. You can't play in transition as well. All right, good ball pressure, Brandon. All right. All right, so as Brandon gets ball pressure, he makes Jackie pick up her dribble. So now space or support. Once she picks up her dribble, she needs support. So make sure y'all are running to your triangles, to your open spots. And again, Brandon's on the ball again. Jaden has to pick up his dribble, space or support. That he needs support. We did a much better job right there of doing it. All right, and Ryan attacks and somehow finds a way to get that thing to go in there. Now, this is another great move. Brennan does this rocker step, freezes his defender, and because of the rocker, he gets a step and gaps the 2 defenders for a wide open layup. Let's watch it again and fast. Good. Again, that's good footwork training at its best right there. So, way to attack, Brennan. Good rocker step and freeze move. Nice attack, Jackie, and that's a left-hand floater. You've been working too. Good stuff. So here, this is why we do the trap, so you get in the situation and learn from it. All right, if Isaac and Brennan are taking away the easy passes, Jackie, what do you at least have to entertain? The person opposite should either be running middle to create the triangle, or you got to throw it opposite like that pass Brandon threw. Now here, as this ball comes out the scramble, Renato, what are you doing here? What are you protecting? So as Jackie picks up the ball, look where you sprint to. Nobody's over there, so you just ran to no man's land. Now, Jaden does a good job of having hands and feet ready to shoot. Ryan, don't stand underneath the basket. You can't get rebounds down there for one. Turn into a defensive player and start blocking out the offensive guys. Renato, you can't put 2 hands in the middle of anybody's back. That's a foul everywhere you go in all 50 states. All right, Brandon, I had no idea you were applying this much stuff. This is a lateral move with a crossover. Isaac, you got to get deep with him. Let's rewatch this. So, Isaac, you're running at the ball. You only do a dribble handoff if somebody's dribbling at you. So, at this point, you should be in the corner, and Giorgio would have a big decision to make. All right? Or there's no way Brandon's going to throw that ball behind his head to you. So, stay in his vision. This group does do a good job moving the ball. Now, Brandon, as you come to the top, you want to float as Renato continues to drive. Right? And then if your man helps, you get an easy shot. But stay in his vision. Good finish there, Renato. And that was good ball movement. There was actually a away from the ball screen on that, and it just opened up a lot for Renato to drive. All right, Ryan, let's get something better instead of just coming off and gunning. All right. Jaden, you got to be more disciplined right here. You can't just maniac McGee after the ball, all right? He picks up his dribble. What you do is you guard him and start mirroring the ball. But now that you're undisciplined, you're behind the play. He could pass and cut. He gets a wide open shot because you're being undisciplined, all right? Be more disciplined, mirror the ball, create a turnover. All right, so remember, after somebody comes out of trap, you want to pass. Renato's kind of close, so Jackie has to dribble then pass, which is why Brandon's able to close out on him. But here, Jaden, split stance and drive baseline. And if Jackie Man's help, you throw it to her at the elbow for an easy jumper. You've missed your last two, even though you can shoot, but you can't just decide to keep shooting. Sometimes you got to attack the rim and try something different. So, and I'm not sure if you've been here to do the drills for split stance that we've done, but here's Isaac. Isaac's about to do a version of the split stance. He's at the top of the key in the blue shirt. As soon as he catches it, he jumps into a split stance and drives because you're the most open when you first catch it when a guy's closing out. And then he attracts 4 defenders by getting a paint touch. And then from there, it's just great basketball. Grant knows where he's going with the ball, and 0.5 seconds makes a decision. So now the defense is moving. Now Ryan has to help. Brandon does the same thing, 0.5 decision. Now Jackie has to close out. Now you have 3 people above the free throw line. How do you think this rebounding situation is going to work out? Also, Renato looked down at Isaac for the drop down, the guy who created the paint touch. So look, Jackie's going to leave Isaac, and he's wide open. All right, but because of the player movement, y'all get a great shot, and y'all end up getting the rebound because they are not in a good rebounding position. All right, so 2 attempts at the basket. All right, so Jaden, this is where I say get the ball up to Jackie. If you throw it to Jackie now, it's a 2-on-1 situation with her and Ryan, but you're trying to dribble through everything. If you pass it, this would be a great situation. 2-on-1, Jackie and Ryan against Grant. I like the odds. All right, but now y'all get no shot at all because you're trying to dribble through it. All right, so now, again, I don't care how paint touches happen. They could be off an entry pass or off the drive. So Grant gets all the way to the paint, kicks it out. Jackie's in a closeout position. Another wide open shot for Renato. Okay, now I love this. Look at Grant, and you guys tell me what you think is open before he does it. Grant knows where he's going with the ball. This is a touch pass he's about to throw to Isaac, and it's because he knows where he's going with the ball before he catches it. Anytime you see a touch pass, you know you're looking at a player with a high IQ. So what's the law? Does my guy need space or does he need support? If you see a trap, he probably needs support, so Grant sprints out. And what's the next law? Pass. So when we get that ball out the trap and throw one more pass, the next guy's going to be wide open. Now, here's the problem. Let's say Renato had hit those last 2 threes plus this one. He'd have 9 points. Coaches generally praise the result. Instead of looking at Renato as a person who's a beneficiary of good basketball, they praise the result. And now Grant and Brandon and everybody don't want to swing the ball as quick because you get praised for scoring instead of good basketball. So as players and coaches, we got to recognize what's allowing us to be efficient and effective so we can duplicate it, because if you don't know why it's happening, you can't do it. Grant, you can't play right behind Ryan. You're too small. You got to make an L. And now you're reaching after the ball. So you just can't play post defense like that. Ryan, you got to see that Renato's coming to trap. Just throw it back to Giorgio. But you panic, you spin out, and you throw, you make a play that's not even there, or you try to. Jaden, you got to come up with that ball. You can't let that ball slip through your fingers. Now, look, they got a paint touch because you didn't come up with the possession. Now let's see what happens. A paint touch is going to equate to a good shot. So pump fake. Ryan has to close out to Renato. Renato missed his last 3 shots, so I really like that he went in for a closer shot. And so, Renato, we want to get you to a place where you can make more plays for players instead of only at the rim. All right, but all in all, good job, fellas. Part 2 of this scrimmage coming shortly.